Hey guys, it's Hyper, and I just want to start off by saying I don't typically like making videos like this. I'm not like this person who does these documentaries or exposés or anything like that. But I think if you truly care about something, that it's important and vital to, the growth of whatever you care about, that you show some constructive criticism now and again. And I just want to start off by saying I am very disappointed in the direction Gamepires is going with the very recent updates. And the star of the show is really the Danny Trejo DLC pack that came out as one of the supporter packs within the last few weeks, right? And there's a number of reasons why. Some people are gonna be like, "Oh yeah, well it's pay to win." That's like the obvious one people are saying, but there's some controversy on that. I mean, I'm gonna squash it right now. It 100% is pay to win. That's not the main part of this video I'm talking about, though. It's just like there's so many other things going on. I feel like it's cheap, it's thoughtless, or excuse me, I feel like it's cheap, it's thoughtless. They could have done so much more with the money and the resources they had as far as marketing goes and projecting the game out there for the masses. They could have done better crowdfunding, and not even to start like into the deepest part of it is like it's NFT, like it's NFT based. And if you guys cannot see the issue with bringing NFTs into a game, especially before it's even fully released, there's no helping you guys. Like it's a huge issue, and it is destroying the gaming industry, and it's destroying consumer marketplaces around the world, like everywhere, in cars, like everywhere. NFTs, cryptocurrencies, these things are so volatile and they're so dangerous, and I think Gamepires is being very irresponsible at this stage in the game. So let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer itself before I go off on any more of a rant, so we can actually pick apart what my criticisms are. So here's a trailer right here. You pan over to Danny Trejo pulling his iconic machete out of a puppet.
Welcome to the island.
Hey, welcome to the island, right? His voice acted, right? You get the boots, the gloves, the pants, the jacket. You get his tattoos, his machete, and you get to play as him, right? I mean, it's nothing crazy. It's not like they promised this DLC was going to be something huge, but I think I speak for most of us when I say we were expecting him to be more integral to the actual story of Scum. They kind of like framed it out to be something like maybe he was going to be a character relevant to the story, maybe he worked for Tech 1, maybe he was one of the prisoners. Like, we thought he was going to have a lot more substance than he's just a playable character. It's like literally just like a Fortnite skin or something like that. And when you bring somebody's character and brand into a game that has nothing to do with the universes that it comes from, like in real world inspiration, it kind of breaks the immersion. I expect to see characters in Scum that I don't see every 5 seconds, and you're gonna be like, well, but Hyper, all of the characters aren't customizable and this and that. Yes, but they're not outwardly recognizable people. It's not like all of these people are B-list celebrities with a huge cult following like Danny Trejo. They're these no-name people, and their likeness is used in the game, and it matches the Scum universe because they're recognizable to Scum. Danny Trejo is not, and I think it's cool. I do want to let people have their fun, but it is incredibly it just doesn't fit with the world of Scum, right? And it is pay to win. I don't care who you are. There's no way you could pick it apart and say it's not pay to win. It's a brutal survival game, and you start off with a really good machete, some good footwear, some pants, and they're all made of leather. And come on, guys, what are you doing here? You're not even in orange anymore. You stick out like a sore thumb when you're wearing oranges. That's a huge part of the early gameplay when you create a new character in this. And right here, you just see it, like that's gone. Like, it is pay to win. There's no way around it. It's pay to win. So I'm just gonna drop it there. If you disagree with me, you're wrong. Plain and simple. All right. The next thing is, like I said, it's cheap and thoughtless because it's like, again, we were expecting so much with these updates. Like, they have been lackluster. We were promised all the new weapons, revamps to metabolism, stuff like that, which they did, but they didn't revamp a lot of the stuff people have issues with. Like, they made Constitution kind of more of a pain in the ass, but then at the same time, they made it so you can actually gain it while you're riding bikes and stuff, which is cool and all, but it's like, they're taking one step forward and 2 steps back with a lot of these decisions. And I think the Danny Trejo character pack, those resources, those funds could have been used to do so much more with the game. And then from a marketing standpoint, Scum has some of the best advertisements I have ever seen for a game company, and they're made in studio and stuff, and they do a good job. They're hilarious, they're relatable to the game, and they're like bare bones. They show you what you're gonna get, like everything that happens in the trailers. You can see like that fits with Scum. I can see that happening in game. They're not misleading. Like, they are very good advertisements as far as the game goes. Instead of partnering with Danny Trejo and using his likeness, they could have used that to actually buy ad space in other places. You know, I never see Scum advertisements other than on Steam sometimes in my recommendations, but I already own the game. I don't see it anywhere else. If I would have never, looked at like an indie game talking about the best survival and zombie games, I would have never found it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of depressing. Like, they could even like put a lot of money into advertising for crowdfunding, and that would be better than this. Because let's be honest, the supporter packs are meant to support the development of the game. But if you give us stuff like this, like, really, it's lackluster. And that's not even the biggest glaring issue with it, right? They could make so much more money doing other things other than making these supporter packs. I like that they're doing it in-house and they have more control over it, but this is not it. Because, like, if you look at the very end of the video, you're going to notice something at the bottom left. And there is a little watermark or logo stamped on that says made in collaboration with Epic. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with what Epic is, stylized with the K, that kind of spelling. But let's go take a look at the Epic website right here. If you go to www.epic.gg or .gg, it brings you to the Epic website, which is the same exact logo. And you're going to say, hey, that logo looks very familiar. It kind of reminds me of, say, like an NFT or cryptocurrency. Well, that's for good reason. If you come to their front page, we're going to say, like, what do they do? They don't outwardly tell you what they do. They're not very recognizable as far as brands go, because you don't hear about Epic a lot, right? Because they more or less gear their advertisements towards getting the business of companies, not really consumers. But they say, we offer premium in-game experiences, digital items, and more. But what does that mean? Like, what did that give? That's such a broad spectrum. But you go down here, it says, why Epic? It says premium content. Bring your game to the next level with Epic in-game and NFT items. Get priority access to new items and experiences. And if you guys don't know what an NFT is, a non-fungible token, by this point in time, my demographic is people between like 24 and 44. So you all should be on this page already and understanding what an NFT is. And it's saying it's premium content. Okay, whatever, sure. That's an opinion thing, but whatever. And then it says trusted brands. Indulge in unique NFTs and gaming collabs with the biggest global brands. Shop their official NFT blockchain and digital collectibles. Limited edition. Collect item sets that have limited availability. Scoop up your favorite NFT digital collectibles before they're all gone. And I think before we go any further, you guys need to understand that NFTs were meant to fail. They are a currency, really. They're something that has no value, and they're giving it value by making manufactured scarcity. They're not scarce, they're not rare, but they're falsely doing this, and they're manufacturing the scarcity so they can say, oh, it has value because it's exclusive. And they're saying, well, you have something that not everybody will have, or it's a limited time run. You know, it's a disgusting practice. It's predatory, and it is literally everything wrong when you let companies get away with this. You give them an inch, they take a mile. And it's like, we saw this coming 10 years ago and nobody listened to everybody. And now that it's coming back to bite everybody in the ass, we're like, oh, I wonder what happened. All right, but let's look at this, right? It says we work with over 350 businesses, or our business partners, covering more than 1,000 plus iconic brands. 250 game companies comprising over 200 million daily active users. So if we can make game companies synonymous with business partners, most of their business comes from video game and video game NFTs, and it says they come from Nintendo, Tetris, IBM, and Pokemon. Featured clients, properties, and brands include Tencent Games, Universal, Warner Music Group. These are huge companies. Like, these are massive entertainment and media companies, and those are the people working with Epic. So it's not like a small company or a small group, right? And it says the global leader connecting brands with video games, apps, and VR AR. This is important because this shows how the partnership between Danny Trejo and Gamepires is not actually a partnership between Danny Trejo and Gamepires, because when you're a celebrity, your brand is what you are selling, and that becomes your personality and your likeness, or at least how you outwardly portray that to the rest of the world. So it's not like Gamepires approached Danny Trejo and say, hey, we want to like collab with you or this and that. They went through this company, which is kind of like a talent agency that does all the work for you. So there was no love put into this. There was no like, hey, like, we're going to feature you in a game, or hey, look, I like your game, you're going to be part of it. There was no like real emotional connection to the work or the branding here. You know, it was just like, hey, like, Danny Trejo's available, we're going to use him in the game. Like, that's what I mean, is like Gamepires puts a lot of passion into their work, but they're outsourcing so much recently. And to outsource their supporter pack and outsource something they like built so much hype off of, such as adding Danny Trejo to the game, it was extremely lackluster. And I just feel like it was a lot of dishonesty on their part, right? They're saying they're partnered with all these other people, global networks of top tier brands and games and all this other crap. And if you look at the stuff that they're making, none of it is like stuff that's going to last very long. Corn times Adventure Quest 3D, Mushroom Wars. Like, it's all mobile game crap. You know, like, that's what it is. That's what these NFTs are appealing to. And if you bring that into a game that feels like a AAA game made by an indie developer like Gamepires, it's kind of like, wow, that's really a mark of like, we could be getting so much better quality for our money at this point. And I know Scum's not a $60 game, but the thing is that I think so irresponsible at this is it could be a $60 game. People would pay for it. It could be a $60 game easily, and the people that love survival genres like this would pay the $60 for it. You know, so it's not like this is a last resort or they're doing it out of like some altruism, like, oh yeah, we're keeping it cheap for whatever. It's just blatantly irresponsible at this point. And I hope that's not the model they're trying to build off of. I hope they're not trying to say, oh yeah, it's a $30 game, but you could buy all this DLC for it to get the full experience or whatever you want to call it, you know? And I'm so sick of it. I hopped onto one of my favorite servers the other day, and everybody's running around as Danny Trejo. It is just the dumbest thing in the world. Like, I'm so sick of seeing Danny Trejo everywhere. I'm so sick of like getting killed by machetes as an orange running around on these small form factor maps with restricted map size. It's ridiculous. Like, come on, Gamepires, what are you doing? The thing with NFTs is it's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. This just lays the groundwork of a company or NFTs in general to abuse their consumers. That's all an NFT is a rug pull. It's false scarcity that they manufacture themselves. They say, oh yeah, it's worth this much, or we're going to charge this much. It's scarce. You guys are going to buy it. And when it's gone, it's gone. But it might not hold its value. It's reliant on a blockchain. It's reliant on Epic, which is an outside source. So say they go under. What happens to that NFT? It no longer has any value. You know, it's like, Gamepires, what the hell, guys? Like, I love you guys so much. I do. You're making a fantastic game. But at the same time, you're doing these things that are so dangerous to the gaming industry as a whole and just disappointing, man. It's so disappointing. Even the trailer, if you go look at the trailer on YouTube for the Danny Trejo DLC, it only has like 1,800 views. If you do all this and you only get 1,800 views for a trailer, you are relying entirely on, you know, your community that's already there. You're not advertising the game to new people. You're not bringing new sources of income into the game by doing this, because barely anybody saw it. Like, I just think it's a gross misuse of resources, and it's just taking them down a very, very bad path. Nobody liked when Ubisoft did NFTs. Everybody praised when Mojang and Microsoft said there would be no NFTs in Minecraft. And then you see stuff like this happening with a company like Gamepires, and they've received so much praise from their community. They like to market themselves as like, hey, we're listening to our community on Steam and stuff like this. But when you reach out to ask about stuff like Easy Anti-Cheat, which a lot of people are getting banned for really stupid reasons right now, by the way, so that's another thing. It's like, it feels like they're losing touch with why they started to make a creative thing such as Scum itself. And let's look at the key features really quick of this DLC. Don't get me wrong, it is cool stuff. Like, seeing Danny Trejo, like, it's cool. It's cool. But it's cool in a sense, like, we like Danny Trejo. That doesn't mean it belongs in the game. It's like seeing Master Chief doing a Fortnite dance. It's I don't know. To me, it's kind of like, it's a bit of a stretch, right? It says key features. You get the complete character model. Like, we were expecting that. Like, I mean, I don't know what you mean by that. You get the legendary tattoo. Okay, cool, whatever. Voice acted actions and taunts. They said he was fully voice acted, even online prior to this. And I thought that meant like he was going to have lines and he was going to have relevance to the storyline. Again, so many people I talked to thought the same thing. But no, it's literally just him saying a few things. With a complete voice pack recorded by the legend himself, every action will be played out with his voice. And the new added voice taunts will make sure you have options to put salt on injury for those unfortunate enough to come across your sights. Which is a lot easier now because you get a machete when everybody literally starts off with the clothes on their back. Special clothing, inspired by the most popular roles from Danny Trejo. You'll be dropped on the island in style. Which is obviously, this is his style. You got the roach stompers, you got the leather fingerless gloves with the bling on the knuckles. You got the biker jacket that's like ratty, worn out, made of leather. You know, you've got the chaps. Like, yeah, it's Danny Trejo style. That's cool and all. But again, like, that's still pay to win because everyone else is running around in orange clothing and you're in fairly neutral colors right now. And you get the insulation, and you get really high quality pants from it. It's not like you're just getting like the shitty prison clothes or anything like that. They're actually decent things. And then you got this thing right here, the legendary Machete, one of the most iconic weapons of the popular culture is here, dropping with its rightful owner. Whether you need it for crafting or on population control, it will never fail you. Which is them like kind of backhanded being funny. I get it. Like their advertisements are great. They're hilarious, relatable. Like I said, they're so great about that. And if they just projected that more, they would do so much, you know, motion through the survival genre in general. But they don't. They do stuff like this, like make Danny Trejo DLC, and it's like the legendary Machete. That's cool and all, but again, it's pay to win. You start off the game with a machete. And anybody who knows, if you find a machete in game and you're starting out, it is a huge like multiplier to your survivability in this game. You can kill animals with it. You could kill puppets with it. You could easily kill players with it. You could chop down trees. Like, come on, guys. What are you doing, Gamepires? You know, there's so many things that are happening now in the world. It's frustrating. And when you see a company that I had praised so long, like Gamepires, I kept defending them when it came to the Wild Hunters. Like I said, even though I think they're taking them in a really awful direction lately, they're going to do this. And I hope you guys understand, like, this is dangerous for me as a small creator. I'm not monetized yet. I just got my community features enabled for YouTube. Like, this just happened recently, and I've been putting so much work in this channel. I don't do it for money. I do it as a hobby because I'm passionate about gaming. And I think if you care about something, you do need to bring this stuff to light to keep it from getting worse and worse and worse. And I think you guys need to speak with your wallets. Don't buy the Danny Trejo character pack. It's so dumb. And Gamepires is not going to like that. That's what I'm saying, why it's dangerous for me as a small creator. I'm not Rake It. You know, I'm not Mr. Feudal. I'm not, you know, Tyrone Shoelaces. I don't have the support of Gamepires. I'm not the one, like, that's getting these perks or stuff from them. Like, I don't have a direct line to the company to talk to them about their decisions and stuff. So, for me to make this video, they could easily, like, blackball me. They could easily just, like, put me aside and say, oh, yeah, we're just going to either ignore this person, or we're going to actively go out of our way and say, like, no, this is not what we want for our community surrounding the Scum game. Which is unfortunate. I hope that's not how Gamepires will see this video, because it's literally just me honestly trying to say, like, guys, what are you doing? You know, like, come on, like, have some integrity as creators of an amazing game going forward from this. I hope we don't see anything else like this come from Gamepires, because again, I thought they were different. I always talked about how they were better than all the game companies coming out right now, because they actually were putting work into a game, and it seemed like they had passion behind it, and they wanted to do something that was creative and fleshing out this universe they had made. And it's just like, more and more they just like give us this drip feed. They're like, oh yeah, you're gonna get updated female characters, like this and that, or oh yeah, we're gonna get new guns. But a lot of the issues that are still there with the game are not fixed. A lot of the content people have been asking for from the start that would be perfect in the game are not there. A lot of the changes to balance metabolism are not there, but they add more complexity to the system, and in most of the cases it just makes the gameplay worse, right? Anyways, I hope this wasn't too depressing for you guys. I'm still going to play a shit ton of Scum. One of my favorite games of all time. Still going to be a staple of the channel. I'm not just going to change it over this one decision. So take it with a grain of salt, guys. I don't have all the answers. I just wanted to bring this to light. I'm not going to pretend like I have any liability of this. I don't know how the business behind closed doors works. I'm just saying this is kind of something that I see as a dangerous trend for them to go down, and this road is not the path that they should follow as an indie developer, right? So if you guys liked this video, I plan on doing more like it. I'm not a documentarian. I'm not one of these people that does this for a living. Again, I do it as a hobby. Like I said, I have a lot going on in my life. I'm a college student. I'm married. I have a lot of medical issues going on. I'm trying to like start up a small business. Like, there's a lot going on in my life outside of this. So I hope you guys aren't too harsh as far as the quality of this goes. Like, production quality is not going to be amazing, but I hope you know that I do put a lot of thought and compassion, or not compassion, but a lot of thought and passion into making these videos. They mean something to me, right? So if you want to support me, feel free to do it, but there's no pressure whatsoever. I'm never going to beg you guys for cash or anything like that, because that's not why I started this channel in the first place. I wanted to make a community for people who want to do something better for gaming as a whole, and I'm going to continue to do that. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me how I'm doing. Let me know what you'd like to see in the future, and become active in the community. Become a part of the Discord. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and just stay up to date with videos. And again, this is not just a Scum channel, it's a gaming channel in general, so there will be a lot more stuff coming in the future once I get more organized and get on my feet and managing a YouTube channel, because I've never done something like this before, right? So thanks for watching. I appreciate the support from all of you guys. It means the world to me. And I will see you in the next video. Until next time, peace.